Hello, everyone. It's Wednesday. Welcome back to the Abomination Vaults, Hands of the Devil. I'm your GM, Steve, and I am joined by Mike, Rick, Richard, and Nina. Together, we are Recall Knowledge, a group of 5e vets going on a journey to crit fumble our way through learning Pathfinder. Say hello, everyone.
Hello,
everybody.
Hi.
Everyone.
We've missed you.
Long time no see.
Wow. I feel like it's been a minute since we all got together and played. I'm really excited for tonight. You know, we did the Dark Archives 2 weeks ago, but it's been like a month, I think.
Today, I think today is a month.
Been a while.
That is,
Been a while.
it is intense. Been a while. So, for those of you new to the stream or YouTube, welcome. And if you've been with us for a while, welcome back. It's good to have you with us. And, you know, after all this time off, I think we've all forgotten how to play. Maybe?
Mm-hmm.
Yes? No?
Yeah, for sure.
I have.
What is Pathfinder? It's a philosophical.
So we all have plot armor, right?
Everyone has plot armor.
We're not gonna die today.
I totally
Never say
did not
never.
update my character to level 8. I totally forgot.
Right. Yeah.
Level 8, I thought we were on level 10.
Is that what it was? It's been so long. I trust you guys, so if that's what it is, that's what it is.
I did mine. Mine's level 10, so I'm ready to go.
Awesome. You know, right off the bat, we got some announcements. Tonight, our episode is sponsored by one of our good friends, Molten Hosting.
Oh my, Molten.
Molten Hosting.
Molten Hosting has been our sponsor for this entire season, and we are happy to have them continuing sponsoring tonight's episode. Molten Hosting, if you don't know, it's a premier turnkey hosting solution for your Foundry virtual tabletop games. You can deploy and set up your server on the cloud in just a few clicks and have your players connecting and playing in just minutes. We host our games on Molten Hosting, and you should definitely give it a look as well. And to give you a good example why, let's take a quick look at this super serious scenario. And this sort of thing happens to GMs across the world every week. Richard, take it away.
GMs, how often do you find yourself in this situation?
There's a game tonight. I can't believe that the cliffhanger we left off on last week. What do you think, Mike?
Me too. I'm excited. Hey, look, Nina, there's a new update for Foundry. Let me just finish copying all my custom artwork over to my system folder.
Okay.
Okay, there. All right. Let me just click update.
Yeah, just let me know.
Do it.
Okay, system's updated. Let me check some of these cool Foundry features. Wait, why are my tokens broken? Where's all my custom art? It's deleted? Fuck, no.
What? Yeah, I get that's okay. I mean, I feel like I still have some crystal meth around here somewhere, so yeah.
I think I need some now.
It's an all too common problem plaguing the virtual tabletops across the internet. GMs putting their blood, sweat, and tears into custom content, only to have it wiped away by saving it in the wrong location, and having Foundry delete it. Well, what if I told you there's a better way? Let's check in on Rick using Molten Hosting as his service provider.
Man, tonight's game is finally here. I'm jonesing for some game time.
Well, I started the server. Here's an update. We have a slight problem. Foundry just updated that quickly, and I realized much of my hard work was erased in the update.
I'm sure I can dig up something around here to pass the time instead of since the game's off.
Hold on, let me log into Molten Hosting.
No.
Oh, here we go. Thanks to the automatic backups at Molten Hosting, I can just restore this one from my previous backup. That was yesterday. Okay, should be able to log in now.
Yes. Okay, thank goodness, because that could have ruined my life pretty quickly.
It's just that easy. Molten Hosting provides backups with every tier of service, making sure that a single mistake doesn't cost you valuable preparation time. So when it comes time to your Foundry sessions, don't be a Mike. Be a Rick. Start hosting on moltenhosting.com today. Steve, back to you.
Thanks, Richard. I wonder, will Mike ever learn his lesson? And why does Ninna keep so much crystal and meth around anyway?
Drugs are bad, okay?
I sense...
Okay.
You know, sometimes you just have to... no, kids don't do drugs.
Well, I sense a spin-off series coming our way between Mike and Ninna. That'd be an interesting. But in all seriousness, thank you, Molten Hosting, for being our sponsor. They do provide weekly backups at the lowest tier of service and nightly ones or on-demand ones at the higher tiers of service. And that can help alleviate the stress of potentially losing all that work and so many hours of prep time going down the drain. Sorry, Vanessa. And for anyone who isn't currently using it, Molten Hosting is also giving an entire month of free service to our viewers. All you need to do is use the code Recall Knowledge, that's one word, at checkout, and you get the first month of service free for any tier package that they have to offer.
Wow, that's excellent.
It is. And once you see what they have to offer, you won't want to go back to self-hosting, and you won't lose your data. Again, Vanessa, go to moltenhosting.com and use Recall Knowledge. Get a free month. All right. Well, head on over, check it out. You can type !Molten in chat for more information. Big shout out to them. Like, thanks. They've been here all season and they're going to continue through the rest of the season at the very least. So thank you, Molten Hosting.
Yep.
Don't do drugs.
Oh, wow. Phenomenally CJ with a 6 months resubscribe. Wow.
Whoa.
CJ is on
fire.
You've been doing this for 6 months now?
Right? CJ has been one of our first subscribers and he's been around. Yeah, he's been around since the beginning. And yeah, we're 6 months since we hit that tier for like Prime, right? Like for the subs. But we've been doing it longer, right? We've been doing this for like 9-10 months now. Wow.
That's crazy.
Wow.
Longer if you count the beginner's box. That was December of last year. Jeez.
Wow.
Almost a year now.
Yeah. So thank you, CJ. It's nice to see you in chat again. Secondly, tonight we have another sponsor, the Rollsmith.
Rollsmith.
The Rollsmith creates awesome, amazing sets of custom dice for Foundry and have been sponsoring us for this whole season. Once you see the sweet dice that they have to offer, you're going to have a hard time going back to the basic, boring dice of Dice So Nice, right? It's just an upgrade. I checked right before we went live. They currently have 24 distinct dice sets for sale on their website.
They're all so
good.
Okay.
They're all good. They're all good. And there's no matter what your character or what your sort of style is, there's one to match your character. So head on over there and check it out. And I'm sure there's more coming down the pipeline. I haven't got inside information. Like I know I gave you guys some preview on the Dragon Dice before. This time around, I don't know if there's any secret ones coming, but I imagine they're not going to sit on 24. They're going to keep going. Go check them out.
I mean, you can be a dice goblin virtually still. So
yeah. Yeah. If I currently own
everything better.
I have 24 sets of virtual dice and I have probably about the same amount of real life dice. And I'll tell you, one takes up considerably less space.
Yep.
Okay. So, one last thing. I just wanted to put this out there. Last time when we were doing our Gen Con episode, we talked about the Paizo accountability and how the community was coming together in support of all the authors and workers at Paizo, and we had their support. Big news is that they have gone and unionized this week, or it might have been at the end of last week. I think it was maybe the last week. They got together, they formed an official union. They got a super majority of their 50 workers signed on. So they are now officially the first union in the TTRPG space, which is a really big step and potentially could be the first domino in many to come. So that is really cool. And we wanted to support them and give them that, continue our support. So we are moving from hashtag Paizo accountability to hashtag unionize Paizo. And big shout out to all of the freelancers who are not officially Paizo employees. So they're not part of the union, but they have been in protest withholding their work to Paizo until they took some of these measures that they were asking for in the Paizo accountability. and their current status is, right? They said if Paizo officially recognizes this union, then they will get back to work and not withhold their information anymore. So big news there. If you're interested in this and what's going on, there are tons of channels that are covering it, and it's really cool. It's a really big story. I just wanted to put that out there. We here at Recall Knowledge, we support all of you that are involved in this effort. So good job, guys, and good luck.
Yep.
All right. Well, with all that wrapped up, players, ready for some Pathfinder?
No, there's got to be another announcement, right?
Let's do it.
3 more announcements, right?
Yep. Tomorrow night.
I'm gonna be like dead again.
Season
He's gonna
3
read how to play for us.
Critical Role launches tomorrow. We can sit. Let's just talk about that for 3 hours. No, we gotta play. We got a lot to get. We got a lot. We could, yeah. Coming soon, Recall Knowledge Critical Role podcast. We could. So let's shift. Let's get into the game mode. Viewers, go ahead, sit back and relax. But players, let's jump into tonight's episode of The Abomination Vaults, Hands of the Devil, episode 6.
It's striding, right? Stride.
Let's go.
Stride.
The lighthouse threatening the town of Otari shines no more. But the town's fate is still being written. These heroes surprised me. The Heroes of Otari. The Heroes of Otari bask in their stardom, but it dulls them, weakens them. They do not know the horrors that await them in the Abomination Vaults. Creatures mutated beyond recognition. Things which should not be on this plane. Not to mention the horrible echoes of the past that still linger. Their weakness gives me hope. Their zealous quest gives me leverage. And they do not know the dangerous game that they are part of. Now they play into my hand.
All right, it's been a minute. Deep beneath the gauntlet, overlooking the town of Otari, our heroes explore the depths of the Abomination Vaults. As the camera pushes in through the top of the gauntlet and down the central chamber, we see the chaos left in the wake of the Heroes of Otari. Mitflit tribes slaughtered, ghouls killed and burnt, Volok overthrown, strange flesh-warped creatures killed, a Yosoki woman lost in her thoughts while drinking a bottle of who knows what, a small imp checking her watch and waiting for her minions to return, a pair of hydras killed within their home, and lastly, Jafaki, the Suguthai, oh my god, I used to know how to say this, the Guthai flesh warper responsible for all the strange creations wandering these very halls. He lies dead on the floor of his laboratory, the walls covered in the flayed open bodies of various creatures like some middle school science class. It's here where we find the Heroes of Otari, fresh off their victory. Excuse me, I don't suppose I could get a little help here? An elven man with blue skin lies here, chained to a table. As the camera shifts to show him, we can see he is bloodied. Fresh stitch wounds line his chest, where it looks like somebody has opened him up and stitched him back up again. We can see that he is buckled tight against the table here. And this is what he looks like. And there's like a moment of quiet as he's asking for help. Immediately, the loud, blood-curdling scream breaks through the silence and hurts everyone's ears as this weird kobold head in a jar tapped with all kinds of wires begins screaming in pain at the top of his lungs.
I'm sorry, I don't understand you.
That's true, you don't understand.
Yeah. Anyone? I think he needs help. And then I just try to unbuckle.
Yeah. It's not too hard. It doesn't even seem locked. The things are pulled pretty tight, but you're able to sort of loosen his restraints and bonds. And you can see like across his wrist, they've dug in and they've like bled and scarred over on his wrist. He just has these two like strap chain scars on his wrist now. And then, you know, in Undercommon, he tells you, thank you.
Oh, I understand that. I've heard my friends say that. Help! And then I offer him some water. Someone shut that kobold up.
Where is the kobold?
Somewhere he's...
Yeah, in the back of the laboratory, right? There's this raised platform. And then in that raised platform, kind of where this devil is splayed open. And there's just this weird machinery. It's kind of actually... like right here in the back of the room. But what it literally looks like is the head of this kobold / Morlock is somehow being kept alive. It's severed. It's literally floating in a jar, and there's just crazy wires running from it to different like mechanical, electrical apparatuses. It kind of looks like a bootleg version of the Futurama heads in a jar.
Did you think our friend needs some healing or something like that, Nilara? You don't look so hot.
No, I'm gonna treat wounds.
Mukta will cut the cables connecting the jar.
Okay, yeah, there's just a bunch of them. You're just gonna like cut through them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah.
With consent, I'm gonna treat wounds.
Oh, he absolutely consents. Like he's barely on the edge of like consciousness, so he lets you like lean in and
I'm gonna use a hero point.
hero
We're
point.
back, baby. We're back.
Yeah,
That was
a treat once too.
That was a 3.
No, but he's dying. I might kill him.
Oh, I gotcha.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh,
Much better with a nice.
Oh wait, hang on, don't move.
Yeah. Yeah, so you can go ahead and roll that healing and treat him up, no problem. So yeah, so you rip the cable out, Mukta, no problem. You cut through some of the cables. There's like a blast of electricity, and like instantly, like there, you see almost like a pulse of energy spreads out from this machine across the room and hits the walls. The Morlock head / kobold head immediately goes limp and goes quiet, and you watch as all this energy just shoots out, hits the walls, and then almost like a backdraft goes to the center and just starts collecting above your heads like a rainstorm of electricity. And it just sits there.
We should move.
Oh shit! Let's get out of here. Let's get out of here, guys.
We got the amulet last session, right?
Yeah, you have the amulet. You have like Nulara is currently treating wounds on this body as the lightning's over, though, right? Because it takes like 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
Yeah. So she's doing this, and you start getting ready to rush out of the room, but then you watch as the electricity almost like recedes into the stonework through the ceiling, and it's gone.
I thought you were going to... You cut the blue one, right?
It's the red one. You always cut the red one.
You cut the blue one. That's what you said last time when we were upstairs. You cut the blue one.
Okay, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm actually colorblind.
Me too.
Next time, ask and we'll tell you which one's the red one.
Is everything okay there?
It's fine. Don't worry.
Yeah, you heard some utterances that you didn't understand, Nulara, but the body language made it clear that he was scared about this electricity that was forming over the top of you. And now he's just looking at it like curiously and like looking at you and the whole situation and trying to kind of piece you guys together. And he's talking like through you, Nulara, like over your shoulder almost, but not ignoring you per se. And he's like, in Undercommon, like, are you sure you know what you're doing?
My name is Ninna. Nice to meet you. in Undercommon. Like broken. Imagine broken Undercommon from like the stuff that I hear from Hal and Mukta.
Right.
Mukta, is that their surname? I'm not really sure.
Maybe it's a middle name, a maiden name. I'm not sure.
That is pretty good alliteration.
Yeah, that's why it's broken.
You know what? Make a society check.
Donde vives?
Let's just call it a society check.
Tengo un gato en mi pantalones.
¿Quién es?
Or diplomacy. I'll let you choose society or diplomacy.
No comprende.
Either one don't work.
Oh
Nice.
yeah,
Not bad.
That's not bad. 20 total. So you've it's only a +1, so that's not bad at all. So yeah, he picks up on your broken knees, and then he puts his hand like on his chest, and like he's talking to like a child. Says, "My name is Fauxy."
Fauxy.
He says it in a very like elven accent that's really hard to emulate.
Fancy. Nulara.
Oh, not Ninna.
Who's Ninna?
I don't know.
That's my last name. Sorry.
Got it.
Don't tell them. Don't tell them. They don't know.
So then he just starts talking to you like normal again, which like again gets too complicated for you to understand, right? But he's like, so a strange question, but
I don't understand.
Where are we?
What's he saying?
Mukta's just standing near the platform, just watching this, not helping at all.
Getting some popcorn and some soda, watching the show.
You kind of finish treating his wounds, and he tries to get to his feet, and you can see his knees are pretty wobbly, and he like loses his balance a little bit, and like kind of falls on you a little bit, Nulara.
Bathroom. I remember like the word bathroom when we were looking at the sign, so that's what I say, bathroom.
And she gives him the strangest look, and he just shakes his head. He's like, "I'm okay."
No, okay. We'll wait.
So looking like what? Like Mukta and Hal are just like sitting here with popcorn, like watching this unfold, right?
After a moment, I'm going to walk up. Nulara.
What?
Here. I'm going to whisper to her. Okay, this is how you say, "Are you doing all right?" And I'm going to tell her in Undercommon how to say, "Can I kiss you?"
Oh, sweet. Oh my gosh.
So
Okay.
Nulara, I'll ask you this: is this going to require a deception check against you?
What's my intelligence? No, I'll roll an intelligence check. That's
Okay, so you're going to roll an active, not intelligence. So let's do it's probably a perception check against Mukta's passive deception. So Mukta, what's your deception?
I have a +11 on my deception. So
20, your DC becomes 21.
Yeah.
And Nulara rolled a
missed.
20. That's a
Yeah.
8 plus 12 for 20, which means Nulara, you buy it.
Okay, how again? Am I saying it right?
you roll the R a little bit,
Okay.
and at first it's more of a more of a throat.
The little throatier? Okay.
Yeah.
Are you all right? Okay. And then I say
You got it.
confidently.
He's
And
watching
then
movement.
I hurry to the other side of the room.
Are you all right?
He kind of looks at you, and you watch Nulara as he kind of like squints his eyes a little bit, and you watch as he gently recoils a little bit, like his body language. He like leans the slightest bit like back away from you and tries to like get off, like using you for support. And he says,
What?
No. Sorry,
You're not all right? He's not
my
all right.
type. Not my type.
You grab him. He might fall, Nulara. Don't let him get away.
Okay. I gave him like 14 hit points. I don't understand.
Yeah, and so he he is so confused. Oh my god, this poor drow at the situation, and I don't even know where to go from here. You're Pepe Le Pewing this poor, helpless, like weak.
I don't
drow.
know. I'm just being nice.
I know.
Okay, friends.
He doesn't fight it though. Like he just like you grab him. He can't stop you. You're holding him, and he looks to you guys all for support.
I will give you some support, but none of us can carry you along with all of our own stuff. So, I mean,
so
you're
you
gonna
do
just have
speak
to be.
Undercommon.
Of course, I never said I didn't. I was. Ninna said she was going to. Well, Lara said she was going to, help you. I didn't realize she was going to help you like that, but.
What is?
I don't know,
sorry.
but we should get out of here.
This is like literally one of the first interactions I've ever had with surface dwellers.
It's not a great impression.
Strange.
Perfect, right? Everything is just fine.
It's it's common practice in the surface dwellers, kind of like other sayings like I killed your whole family out of a bridge.
Huh. I guess I'll have to remember that one.
I'm just trying to remember everything that they're saying and like trying to understand through context.
Right.
I don't really like being in this creepy laboratory much longer though.
Yeah. So maybe I'm guessing she doesn't understand me. She just knows how to. He smiles at you, Nulara, but where are we exactly?
Bathroom.
We were in Jafaki's laboratory. He was going to do to you like they did to that guy. Did he do that to you first? Because you got the little stitching right here in the middle. I saw it before Nulara gave you a hug.
Yeah. He nods. He does say, yeah. I mean, the last thing I remember is I was scouting with a couple of my friends, and then there's like a pause as he kind of looks around the room and realizes he's the only one here, right? And he's like, we were further away from home than usual. We ended up getting ambushed by Erdefens.
Gesundheit.
Thank you. Next thing I know, I woke up hanging in a meat locker behind some sort of bar owned by one of those Erdefens. I was hung there, barely kept alive by being force-fed mushrooms for what seemed like an eternity. And eventually they brought me here. That one there, and he nods at the kind of corpse of Jafaki. Next thing I know, he's got me strapped down on this table, cutting into me, prodding around inside of me. I just came to terms with the fact that I was done for. And he points over his shoulder, like that devil back there. And you look back and there's a devil splayed open, right? Saved me. Sort of. Once he was brought here, I was put aside. A sort of reprieve, I suppose. I prayed to my goddess and promised that if she got me free from here, I would swear the deepest vengeance upon those Erdefens and deliver them the revenge that they deserve. And as luck would have it, here you are. And he smiles. So what brings surface dwellers here?
Nulara.
And where?
Do we have to go back to that bar? To talk to your little friend who was biting on your leg? Maybe?
Might have to repeat that. Nulara looked a bit preoccupied.
Oh, I saw her staring at him. I was kind of weird. So, do we have to go back to the tavern to find your friend? The little guy that flies, that looks like the little devil. And
says it?
got big teeth and goes... Arr. Yes, that's the one. So we have to go back there?
Oh, yeah. Did he want the amulet?
Well, he wanted one so we could open up the downstairs, but
right.
He said he's your new boyfriend said he was hanging up in that locker where that other person was. I don't know. You guys were talking to each other like you knew.
He
each
smiles
other,
and waves at you, Nulara, and says, "Bathroom."
Yeah, we're the bathroom.
I take it she's
yeah.
not.
He was tied up in the back room at the tavern. Are we going there, or do we just? I mean, where are we supposed to take? Ask him if we're supposed to take him somewhere.
Wait, do we know that you wanted to take Rita out of the bar? Oh no, okay. No, yeah, I mean, might as well update him on what's happening.
Our friend doesn't look like he's in any kind of shape to go back there, and he said he's going to raise all kinds of hell to the elephants that are in the tavern.
Well,
the elephants?
Eventually.
He's got a thick accent.
Erdefens. Surely, or if you've not encountered them before, they're like kind of have clear bluish skins. You can kind of see their insides through their skins. They live under, or no?
Yep. That is the manager at the tavern where we had the performance of a lifetime. We're supposed to go back there. I'm not sure you want to go back there right now.
How are you feeling? Do you feel different? Other than, the
he kind of like instinctually traces that scar like up his chest, like you just see him kind of like casually feeling it. And he's like, I definitely need some rest and recuperation. I need to get back home, find out what happened to the rest of my hunting party.
And where is home?
Sure. I trust you enough to tell you. Let me ask you a very important question. You see him kind of like looking up and he says, what brings surface dwellers, what I'm assuming is still below the ground? Like, I'm assuming we're still in the Abomination Vaults, no?
We are.
Okay, so I'm not too far from home. Not a lot of sunshine down here, and I mean, this one, and he points at New Lara, like, that one doesn't look like she's seen a lot of sun these days anyway. Bathroom.
Yes.
She eats at the graveyard. So
you know of the Abomination Vaults. You know of this place then.
Of course. We were here. My people were here long before the Abomination Vaults were a thing.
So how do your people feel about Belcora?
You see him like sizing you up. How do you people feel about Belcora?
I mean, we saved your life. We could always put you back into the bathroom. We asked you first.
You see him like looking around, trying to take stock of the situation and not say anything that may or may not put him into like a bad predicament. And what he says is, our previous clan leaders swore allegiance to Belcora, but with his passing, his daughter is not too keen on upholding ancient contracts. So, neutral at best, he says very diplomatically. I don't despise Belcora. I mean, surely she's... He says like Belcora, and like one of the bodies on the wall that's like flayed there just like literally like rips off the meat hook and like tumbles like right onto him, and he just barely gets out of the way. Sorry, I mean, Belcora is great, right? See a little bit of trepidation on his face.
Can I get any sort of read on him?
Make a perception check. If you want to see what kind of read you get on this guy. He's hard to read. Make it... Oh, it's too late.
Oh,
I was going to say make it
31.
secret, but 31. You get the impression from what he's saying, he might even be downplaying his I don't want to say hatred, but he might be downplaying his not liking of Belcora. He's definitely not pro Belcora. He's afraid to say that outright in case you are working for her.
I wanted to know which part he was downplaying: the ambivalence or the ancient contract.
Got it. No, yeah, he's definitely not pro Belcora.
I'll take a hard look at him for a moment and say, well, my friend here likes you. So, you say your people were here before the Abomination Vaults were made? How would they like it if the Abomination Vaults were freed up once more?
That would be... It's a trick.
We're surface dwellers. Do we trick people?
What I understand, yes, you're all murderous and bloodthirsty, and I'm not supposed to trust you further than I can throw you. Yet you have saved me.
I mean, I think you could throw me pretty far. And like I said...
For some reason, this makes him laugh way too hard. Like like almost like the edge of delirious. Like something you said is really like made him like laugh. I like this one. I would love nothing more than freedom from these abomination vaults that desecrate our homeland.
Let's say that's what we're here for, to open up real estate.
Then I would say you need to meet my leader.
Take me to your leader.
Recently, recently, like I said, the leader, our previous leader passed away, but his daughter, the princess, has assumed command, and she is very openly not pro Belcora, and she's keen to rid her ghost from this place and reclaim our homeland. So, for saving me, if you can escort me home, I will promise you an introduction and try and convince her to become your ally. This will pay off the debt that I owe you.
That seems like fair trade in my ledger. What's your name, friend?
Foxy. Foxy? Foxy.
I mean, I know my friend thinks you're Foxy, but your name is actually Foxy.
Foxy.
Foxy the Foxy. Yes. Yes. My name is Foxy. Our leader's name is Quara. The city we hail from is named Yildaris. We roam an area we call the hunting grounds, but it's pretty far below. I'm assuming below where we are, but like I said, I woke up here, so I'm not entirely sure.
Well, we plan to make our way further down below. We'll try to keep you alive as best we can. Huh?
Works for me. Now, I'm not entirely helpless, but as you can see, I happen to be a little shortchanged right now.
And I kind of give him a look of sympathy, as I have also been the subject of Nulara's healing touches.
and he laughs at like your thing, he does say, well, I'm talking more in the combat focus. If somebody perhaps has a spare weapon they could supply me, something requiring finesse, like sword, dagger, crossbow.
We'll burn that bridge when we get to it, huh?
Fair enough. So let's go. Take me home.
I'm going to make you feel a little better, but I'm going to have to touch you. Is that okay?
I consent.
All right. And I grab his cheeks, and then I get real close, and I'll do lay on hands. Just kidding, buddy.
Just for a second, he's like, "Is this how service dwellers communicate?" So in this moment, like all this is going on, why he's being like touched by Hal, he looks over your way, Clovis, and he says in Elvish, he says, "You're kind of quiet there, buddy."
Why do you speak Elvish?
Honestly, I don't know. It'd be kind of funny. Yeah, Elven. Okay.
Yeah, I guess I do.
I don't know if anyone else speaks it, but he does speak Elven to you, and he just asks, "What's going on there, buddy?"
Nothing. Just letting these guys take care of you. Just listening.
You harbor ill will to me. I know our kind have not always gotten along.
I have no ill will towards you. I don't know you.
Fair enough. I don't know you. Just checking. And then he leaves it at that.
Yep.
Okay. So it sounds like we've wrapped up here. You can refocus, spend another 10 minutes refocusing Hal if you'd like. He's healed.
I'll do the same. I'm gonna do a good berry on myself, and then I'm also gonna refocus.
Okay, that's fine. He's healed up to full by now. So he's looking good. He's still like a little sore and bruised and beaten, and his scar is still there and stuff, but hit points wise, he's back up to full. So what is your plan, guys? What is your plan to do next?
So I'm assuming like I got the translation of their conversation, so I'm gonna just ask like, So to get to his home, do we have to go through that area that was given passage to us by Sezik? Because he's not on the contract, yeah?
He's not, but we'll see. He was going to die on that table. We can try to get him as far as we can. And at that point, my features, which have been like thin and angular and kind of gaunt, kind of refill as the Quicksilver mutagen effects disappear.
Nice.
No, I forgot you did that.
Do we need to go back into the tavern to pick up our instruments and get Sizik, or do we take him home first? Because we have to go back upstairs anyways eventually, right?
We're not exactly I'm sorry, I forgot the name you called her. The Inside Out lady.
The
Elephant.
Elephant.
Made it clear we're not exactly her most favorite people. But
That's true.
we are the champions, so maybe, majority rules. I mean, if she wants to keep her customers happy, then maybe she'll let us back in. But Lara, you are the point of contact with Sezik. Did they mention where we're supposed to meet her again?
Let me try and remember.
I mean, Sezik left you guys on the staircase leading to the Hydras and was kind of like, meet you back here.
Okay.
Right back there.
It's been a while.
Wow.
Sure has. Wow.
Well, weren't we supposed to go see his fine fishy friend who swam in the water? Maybe he's just around the corner like before. And we say, yeah, it's done. Go tell Sizik. That's his contact, right? Maybe he can make contact.
That
Maybe he can make
too,
contact.
yeah.
Have him come contact us.
Yeah, let's go.
Going back to the meeting where we last left them is the best bet anyway. So I think, we go back and take a swim.
If we're fine with that, we can crossfade from this scene to you guys reuniting back with Sezik, right? So there's a quick montage as you guys swim back through the water, back through that creepy water devil who is very keen to wants to kind of know what was on the other side, and he's very curious to go explore, but his orders are to stay here, so he's not allowed to. Back through all of the Hydras and their death, and every time you step through one of these scenes, Falxie is just more wow, you are quite the impressive bunch, I gotta say. Might have underestimated you guys a bit.
It was like that when we came through.
We didn't. We're hot. I don't know if I explained that before.
He says, well, some of you are.
Yay, now.
No, sorry. We're hot. The Heroes of Otari.
Oh, what's an Otari?
Don't worry about it.
And back, and then you basically get to the staircase where Sezik actually was.
Nulara, your undercomment's actually not that bad. Maybe when we have some time, I can teach you a bit more.
I mean, that would definitely help me out a lot. I don't like not understanding big parts of the conversation.
Exactly. I mean, a few key phrases, this will get you a long way when communicating with people, so.
Yeah, I mean, I'm picking things up from you guys. I told him where we were. I said bathroom. And he agreed to it, so I'm thinking that was right.
Yeah.
I got his name.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You're doing great. You're doing great.
Thank you. I'm really trying.
Just remember, if you ever see him kind of flustered or you're worried about him, just remember that phrase. How are you doing?
Oh yeah, the "Are you all right" thing. Right?
Yeah.
Are you all right? Okay.
Don't.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's so hard. I've never really the nasal tone. I don't know why it's always so.
It's a bit different, but yeah.
It is. But yeah,
if it helps, think of a slug on the back of your throat, and you're trying to swallow it whole.
Okay, I'll try.
Perhaps
Just
some
imagine I have
brains.
a cold.
Brains.
Just-
No, I mean It'd be nice. It'll add like a little bit of class.
Right,
I know another language.
I'm more than happy to teach you what I know.
If you make me a little bit more stupid, Mokta, I can throw you.
What? Me? Never.
I'm just saying.
Foxy laughs like,
there's two of you that can.
I can throw you far. Totally like in his own little joke world.
What?
Does he understand common?
I know.
Oh. He not generally, but he knows a few phrases, and throw is one of them.
Well, I can also ask Hal. You and Hal can like help me.
Of course.
I tell Hal, are you all right?
Nope.
It was a tough battle. It was a tough battle, you know.
Nope. My heart belongs to Caroline.
What?
Right in the middle of this chaos, right? Sezek materializes from an invisibility just past the staircase where the Hydras are dead, and she looks impatient, like tapping her foot. So she's like, "So what do you say? Are we good? Do you have it? What's going on?"
Oh, you know, we just had to fight a couple Hydras, defeat a crazy worm monster, you know. Mm-hmm. Sorry we were inconveniencing you with waiting so long.
She does look at you guys and says, "Yeah, you did look a little rough around the edges. So, let me see it."
Mokta has it.
Do I have it? All right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Whoever wants to have it can have it.
I'm going to try to do once again the sleight of hand and make it appear in my hand.
All right, make that sleight of hand check. How did this go last time you tried it? I forget.
Oh, it goes great every time.
Every time.
Is that stealth? Stealth or thievery that are the same bonus for me, so I'll do either.
It'd be probably thievery then, yeah.
Yeah.
Illusions.
Close. 2.
A 2 plus 14 for 16.
16, yeah.
So you like try to do that cool like flourish and like and like almost drop it or whatever, and then it's not as cool as you intended. But the grin on her eyes as she sees it shows you everything you need to know. She holds her hand out for it, like she wants to take it from you, but stops herself, looking at you guys, how rough you guys really are, as you pointed out, and she's, "Tell you what, why don't you head back up to the surface, get some rest, and come down here prepared to kill Eurevian once and for all." And she like scrubs her hand. She's like, "By this time tomorrow, I'll be in charge, and you'll have made a powerful friend indeed."
Right.
Wait, wasn't there only 5 of you before? Who's this guy? You're one of them drow from down below, aren't you?
What language is she speaking?
She's speaking common right now.
Yeah.
So he doesn't understand. He looks at her and goes, "Kitchen," in common.
Oh, it's going to be a long day. I will turn to him and say another issue. Our friend here is interested in who you are. And I'll turn. This is Foxy. He was going to be one of Jafaki's test subjects, but we spared him that fate.
And he does announce himself as Foxy, and you watch as the imp comes over, says it comes over and touches him on the leg, and when she does, she makes this telepathic connection where they can talk in each other's minds. And there's a moment where they are having a communication with none of you guys can really see or hear what's going on, giving you guys kind of a brief moment of a little odd, a little awkwardness, right? And then when it stops, she says the home that he seeks is below. If you help me with my problem, he will be able to go down below with you, no problems, just like previously arranged.
Right. So maybe he signs the contract as well then, huh?
Absolutely. And says it,
another pair of hands to help.
Says it immediately summons a little hellish contract out of nothing, brimstone. A contract appears in the devil's hands along with a little quill, and immediately pushes it at Foxy, who begins to look at it and read it. And he's what are we doing? I'm pretty sure the first lesson I learned was don't make a deal with the devil.
Well, if you want to make it back home and not get diced up by an army of devils. It's go with the devil you know better than the devil you don't.
Perhaps you should read that contract, Mukta, like you read the last one, because it might be something completely different.
True. I'll read the contract to make sure it's the same contract that we...
Okay. Give me a society check.
To read it?
Yeah, to understand it. I mean, you can read it, but it's such thick with legalese and double speak and so hard to decompress this that to understand this contract, it takes either one of two things, either legal lore or society.
I take a look at it and say, Hal, you're better at this sort of thing than I am. I
mean, why don't you just ask him for his original one we have that has all our signatures on it, and he could just sign underneath that one instead of this new one.
Does this one have our signatures on it?
No, HU signed your own unique contract, or at least this one's separate from the ones you guys signed.
Hal, this devil kind of gives me the creeps. Can maybe you talk to her?
Why? You're doing just fine. I don't want to talk to this devil.
Yeah, but you're so good with words. I mean, you charm the town. You're this great performer. I mean,
I don't want to have this devil following me around, falling in love with me, telling how great I am and wants to marry me. And my Caroline,
Sezik, my friend.
Yes.
Maybe our friend, as he's part of our party, can sign the same contract that we did.
You would bind your fate to his as well, as you wish. The contract dissipates. Another one gets summoned back, and it's the one that has all of your signatures on it.
What do you say, friend, as I'm saying another comment? Mm-hmm. Shall we bind our fates together, huh?
Okay, this is a lot. I'm kind of feeling a little heavy right now. Give me a second to process. Why are we signing this contract? And I know the other one I could read. This one I can't. So what does this one say?
Pretty much, to get back to your home, we have to go into the Abomination Vaults, yes? Which means we have to go through a level controlled by an army of devils, let's say. All right? Now, unless you want to fight all of those devils and try to get home on your own, you're more than free to. You can join us, try to kill the head devil, and then this one here guarantees our safety. No one's forcing you to sign. My friend Nilara can always take you back to the bathroom. She likes you. I smile.
You recognize that word, Nilara. Bathroom. He weighs his options, and then he goes ahead and he kind of pens his name on the contract with you guys. And you watch it says it, smiles and grins. And then, all right, safe passage. One more soldier for my army. Tucks it away, dissipates. Seems we're in agreement.
Yeah.
One more soul for my collection. Temporarily, I hope. But, if for some reason you were to fail at your job, at least I have backup plans. Mm-hmm. So what do you say? You guys
lost
gonna
my soul a long time ago.
Legally speaking, that is not the case. It's right here in writing. Legally speaking, you have a soul.
I'm not. I don't know legally. Oh. Hal, can you help me out here, please?
I'm sorry. I was cleaning my fingernails. What happened?
Oh, it's going to be a long day.
So, basically, Sezik wants to proceed, but Sezik recognizes you guys are pretty beat up. There's no point in rushing down unless you guys are at top capacity, right? So Sezik is giving you guys a reprieve to head back up to the surface, or just camp somewhere and get your rest, right? So, I'm assuming you guys want to go back to Otari, but I don't know for sure what your guys' plans are.
We're going to take Hal camping. Right, Nilara?
Could take Hal camping.
Yeah, would you be all right with that, Hal? Or
I'm not sure. I'm saying this in common. I'm not sure our new friend would be the most welcome person in Otari.
So we do
point.
have to.
Very good point. Sorry,
down
Hal.
here.
Under the stars, Hal.
We would have to go upstairs. There's no stars down here. I don't think so. So what are we going to go back? Is he going to stay at the bar? Last time he stayed at the bar, they hung him out to dry. I mean, literally.
I wouldn't mind maybe going back through the bar one more time.
You gonna go see Ryder?
Maybe we should go back. Maybe go see Ryder. Paperback Ryder. And we go to pick up our instruments as we won, and then heads back upstairs to Otari and sells the spoils of war or spoils of the battle of the bands. But what during are going to with Nilara's boyfriend?
What? Boyfriend?
What are we going to do with Nilara's boyfriend? I say in the undercomment.
Oh.
Oh, me? No. I haven't made myself clear. She's not my girlfriend.
I mean, friends, like me and Mukhtar. Well, never mind. That can be confusing. Like acquaintance, knowing of a person, right? Your friends that you came around here with, like that kind of friend. Companion. Right. Yeah.
Got it.
Companion.
The word you used, it meant like sexual partner.
Steve.
At least where I come from. A very like specific phrase.
I picked it up in DOL. That could be true. So not like me and Mukta, but what I mean. Okay.
Oh, so you are not sexual partners.
Nope.
Got it.
Nulara, you hear that word that they're saying? It means friend.
Okay. Sexual partners, I say in undercomment.
Well, it's like it is like girlfriend, but like the dialect that he's speaking for him, it means a very specific. It's like a weird sort of like language barrier here.
Sexual partner.
But if you'd like to go up to the bar, we totally can.
Let's do it.
Okay.
If anything, he can wait for us, maybe on the first level of the gauntlet.
Yeah, he probably would prefer to stay out of the sun if possible. So, yeah, as you make your way back up towards the surface, right, you do need to backtrack through the inn. It's the only way you guys know up. And so as you stumble in kind of through the front door this time, because you have to go in the front door, through out the back door to go back up, right? Unless you want to go up the center chamber, which you can get to, but it's guarded by that like strange worm creature. You have to fight your way through, right?
Yeah, I think we'll pass that.
And Mukta's going into the back of the group.
Okay. So you guys kind of stumble in through the front door. The barkeep, as you kind of come in the front door, was sleeping on a stool behind the counter. And as you kind of barge in, he falls over in surprise, like, whoa, wakes him up. There's like a banging as he like falls over and like immediately stands up and like, I wasn't sleeping. And like sees who you are. And behind him, hanging on the wall, you can see a crudely drawn poster, colorful, which depicts a very rough sketch image of Halharmony rocking out on stage. And behind you guys are like caricatures of each of your personas as well behind him, like in the background of the poster. But Hal definitely dominates the poster.
I couldn't do it without my friends, of course. Clovis setting the beat. Lara kicking ass, like always. But we need to pick up these instruments and take them upstairs. They're really nice.
Yeah, the bar's pretty much empty. Like the barkeep's here. There's a couple of like Morlock/kobolds like sleeping at the tables. Falxy has his hood like pulled up as much as he can. He's trying to like make himself small behind you guys so he doesn't draw too much attention, because the last time he was here, he was hanging on meat hooks. And over in the table nearest to the stage where all your instruments are kind of piled, you see an empty bottle of something next to a sleeping Ryda, and she does not seem to have woken up.
All right, well, let's go get the things. And
I think when you talk, Hal, because you've been talking a little bit, like all the like Morlocks start waking up and rubbing their eyes, and they're all like amazed to see you, and they all kind of run over and start asking for autographs.
Everybody wants
drawing a lot of commotion.
Something. Man.
Yeah.
We need to head back upstairs. I got to, if you recall, last time I was singing in here, my voice kind of went out. So I need to go back upstairs and get some medicine so I can come back and sing to you another time. But
Can you at least sign my trading card? There's a How Long Ready trading card he hands over.
That's so fast.
Wow.
These guys don't mess around.
No.
Using this as an opportunity, Mukta is going to try to quietly make his way around the crowd over towards Raida.
Okay. She looks asleep on the table. The bottle is completely empty. She's face down.
I'm going to take a moment, reach out my hand almost as I'm going to like, caress her cheek or move her like a hair or something, and I stop I just stop myself, and I gently put my hand on their shoulder. Raida.
Immediately, like, jerks awake, knife like in her hand, like a dagger out of nowhere, like pulls out,
I immediately grab the dagger and put my hands against her lips, like so she doesn't scream out.
Right. And you see as she does this, and she finally wakes up and realizes what's going on. Her eyes widen a little bit, and she kind of like gently kind of pushes her hand like off her mouth a little bit, and she's like, "You actually came back for me?"
Right. We need to go now.
Going
to the surface, out of here.
She looks around at like this, what her life has become, like playing this dive bar underground, and I'll come with you, but under one condition. We get out of here. Maybe you and me can hit the road together. Find a mark like the good old days. Score big enough that we could retire on.
I would like nothing more once my business is finished here. But for now, I need to get you out of this place.
She nods. Take me. I understand how that sounded. I'm still half asleep.
I say the word and another comment for girlfriend. No, just kidding.
Fox is like, heard that. Yeah, so she stumbles awake. She's like, well, your instruments are right here. I left them for you.
They can grab the instruments.
The band won't be happy if they know I'm leaving.
The crowd is busy right now. They can meet us up at another level. We need to go now.
You're just gonna go?
Yeah, I'm taking her and going. I'm using this opportunity of the crowd being around. Like I'm gonna bring her at least to the room upstairs.
Yep. So you immediately leave, with Raida up at the back door, and then everyone is like mobbed, and everyone sees, and all of a sudden, like, Mukta is just gone.
Okay, Nulara grabs the instruments from the table. I will mingle with our fans for a little while, and I'll meet you up here in just a minute.
Okay. I grab everything and then just stay by the door.
Okay.
Clovis, you all right there?
I am good.
Just making the body count. Where's Mokta?
Foxy's like behind you, just
hi.
using you. He's like trying to stay behind you as close as possible so no one else like notices him.
Can you carry?
Actually, I think he's probably gonna try to. I'm gonna have him make an active stealth check to see how good he is doing. 26. That's not terrible. 16 plus 10. Okay, so he's able to use you as cover. So yeah, you start gathering like the instruments gather one together, and then all of a sudden, Mukta, you hear like down the staircase where you guys are, like the camera drifts up. It's where's Mukta, and the camera drifts up for you and Raida, like up in this like top part, and there's a weird sort of tension here between you and her where I don't think there's like full trust on either side necessarily. It's on her end. There's definitely not full trust on you, but it's like she is like, she wants to believe, she wants to hope, and she's very vulnerable, like allowing herself to trust you again.
As soon as we're up in the upper room, I'm gonna stay here for a minute, stay out of sight. I'm going to run back down, pop my head out the door. Guys, are we going? What's going on?
I'm just ready for Al.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was making sure that they remembered all of you as well. So, okay, let's go. Thanks, guys.
Clovis, come on.
I'm coming. Let's go.
Yep. So back up out the back, and then as you guys get up into like the next room, you see like standing there in the middle of the room, just waiting, is Rita.
Oh. Hey,
Hello again.
you're coming with us?
Well, she looks at you, Mukta, like, well, was I not invited?
What? No, I mean, if you're...
I don't want to be like a seventh wheel here.
No, we're taking you out of this place.
Oh, we are. That's
You got a bunch of instruments, by the
Yeah.
way. Look, one of the cool
That's
things is
so
the big drum set folds into like a drum set you can just wear on your shoulders, and it like folds in. It's kind of cool. But yeah, I think from here we're able to backtrack the way we know, back up towards the surface, and we make it back to Otari. I think Falxy, I think you guys are right. He decides to camp in Volek's laboratory, the one that has like Borbo's body floating in it, because he wants to make sure that somewhere safe. But there's a little bit of curiosity as he goes up to the surface to see the sun for like the first time in his life, you know? And as he does, immediately hates it and just like, you guys are crazy, and just heads back down.
I'm going to Foxy, one moment.
Yes.
And we'll be back. We're going to rest a bit. As I said, our fates are intertwined now, yes? And I'm
Legally
going
speaking,
to pull out a dagger, flip it handle towards him, and give it to him.
He smiles like the trust and takes it. Says, "Thank you for trusting me."
Well, I mean, we'll be far away, so you can't slit our throats in our sleep, so...
Like, is there anything you like to eat? Anything we want to bring back? Probably different from what you have. What kind of, do you like the spicy, or you like the sweet, or the salty, or is this, do you like the zesty? What
Something
kind of
slimy. Do you have anything slimy? I really could go for like a thick, viscous, mucusy like texture right now.
I'm sure we could come up with something. We'll bring you something back, okay?
I'll take anything.
Nolara, try that phrase out again.
Are you all right?
You asked for something slimy, right?
Hey now.
Nilara, it doesn't make sense. Like every time you ask him how this guy's doing, he gives you more and more like not even like angry, but like very confused looks.
I'm confused that he's confused, and I'm just carrying all this stuff. How? What am I saying?
And as we're leaving,
He looks annoyed.
I'm
You're
taking
muted. I can't hear you.
I was trying to whisper it in your ear. You were asking him to kiss him again and again, like several times. Why are you asking him that? You just met.
And as you see Mukta turn around, like, I don't know what his problem is, Nilara. I'm sure you're a great kisser. And I just started running.
Yeah, so
I look at Rita. Hey, Rita.
he left me.
Is he always like that? Do you care if he gets hurt? Because...
I mean, unless I'm the one hurting him, yes.
Well, I guess for you, but...
Right, do you guys have like a thing or something?
What? No, why do people keep assuming these? I like women. I like ladies.
I don't know, just the way you seem very protective of Mukta.
Protective? I want to hit him.
Yeah, but so do I.
No, I'm just asking if you care, because I'm going to drop all of this and I'm going to run after him.
Oh. No, you have my blessing for that.
Okay.
Run,
Yeah.
Mukta, run!
Ooh.
Mukta,
Yeah.
before we rest, takes 50 gold out of the 100 gold that he got, gives it to Raita and says, look, if I don't make it back up, you take this and you go.
A lot of gold. Do you know when we started what we would have done for this much gold?
No amount of gold could pay back what I owe you.
I don't know. I left you in that hellhole for a long time. I kind of thought I had my payback.
Maybe I deserved it.
Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe that's just who we are. Maybe we're not the sort of star-crossed lovers that live happily ever after. But I wouldn't trade what we have for anything. I never stop thinking about you. Sometimes in a mean, angry, I want to kill you sort of way, but not always.
I have that effect on people sometimes, huh? As I rub my head from where Nulata hit me.
So, tell me, why can't we just leave tonight? What's so important?
This town's in danger, and my friends want to save it. And I want to save my friends.
But when the going gets tough, you're gonna abandon them? You know, you don't even know how many abandonment issues I've had my whole life because of you.
I hope people can change, huh?
Honestly, I hope you haven't changed, because if things get too hairy down there, I'd rather you come back to me in one piece.
And I just smile and push the gold further into her hand.
She takes it. Where are we staying?
Just follow the singing man, huh?
She nods. Just we have a lot of lost time to make up for tonight.
Fade to black.
The camera fades in. Our group reunited with Sezek. This time, as you look down the central pit beneath Belcora's walkway, reuniting or connecting these three floors, the Sugathe guarding the staircase, this worm creature that was below, guarding down, is nowhere to be found. Sezek nods upwards, picking her claw with her dagger. She's like below you, like where that thing was, and it's just gone now. She's picking a claw with her dagger. You make your way down this central staircase to meet her on the floor below. And as you do, the smell of brimstone wafts up from the next level down. You can hear in this distance of this cavernous level below you, faint moaning echo up from the darkness. I guess killing Jafaki really cut the head off the Hydra, so to speak. I'm sure the rest of them are scrambling to figure out what to do now.
It's not a really good metaphor because they just grow back even more. So it's not.
You shut up, you! No lip from you. Good metaphor. And because if we don't do something, they will grow back. The worms will take over, grow back. It's a great metaphor if you just don't understand the context.
Sure.
Gives us an opportunity here, is what I'm trying to say. First, you kill Eurevian. Bada bing. Next, I take control of the army. We march on this floor. Bada boom. Nothing left to oppose us. And Sezek finishes this awful standstill. She grins. And this time she holds out her hand for the amulet. You have the piece?
I do.
Let's make the roll.
Come on, you can do it this time.
I like it's just the universal symbol for I'm gonna fail my sleight of hand check. Sorry, my thievery check. Okay, you're getting better.
25.
She's like, you've been practicing that all night?
I know magic.
She reaches out and like takes it from you. Do you let her take it?
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, okay. She takes it in her hand. She nods solemnly and she
I
leans in.
run all the way back to Otari.
You sure you're prepared for this? Eurevian always keeps 2 Barbazoo guards close by for protection. But if we move fast, we should be able to catch them off guard.
I was just going to ask, is there anything we should know about this Eurevian? Is he immune to certain things? Is he weak to certain things? Does he like baked? I don't know.
Well, he's one of the best contract devils I've ever had the pleasure of working for. which means he's good with his words, but he's one of the worst generals I've ever had the misfortune for serving under, so he's definitely not combat capable. He doesn't even carry a weapon. Just contracts and scrolls and an oversized quill. Come on.
Does his guards, are they immune to fire, or do they like fire?
Oh, don't use... She starts to explain like some of the weaknesses to devils, and then she realizes that she's just telling you how to kill her, and she's like, "You'll be fine. You'll figure it out. I have, faith in you."
Of course you do.
So we're gonna move fast, catch them off guard. I'm gonna stay back and make sure nobody else interferes. So anyone that comes along to see what's going on, I'll just run interference, give you guys time, and then when it's done. Bada bing, bada boom. You guys got safe passage down below. Just that easy. Almost as easy as signing up for servers at Molten Hosting.
Molten!
So, it's your last chance to back out and get scared, guys, because Sezek starts leading you down the staircase, which leads to this next level down that you guys haven't been to yet. So it's like all you guys, and then, Foxy is also like tagging along with you guys. Like with his dagger in his hand, ready to go. Unless you took the dagger away from him, I don't know.
No, I left him the dagger.
I'm assuming you left Ryda up above, right, to like take off in case you didn't return.
Yeah. I definitely did not let her come back in with us.
Perfect. Yeah, she did not want to, for what it's worth. And as you guys move down this staircase down to the lower levels,
Says like, are we like 3 minutes away from this guy? Would you say we're 3 minutes away from this guy?
we could be less if you guys act fast.
Hang on a second. Look, I chug my bark skin potion.
Okay, yeah, you can check the bark skin.
Yeah.
And Hal's using dark skin. Like everyone's just chugging, buffing up. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense, right? You buff up before you go into like a big heavy battle. And as you move down to the lower levels, the smell of brimstone becomes slightly overwhelming. A sign clearly marks this as the prison level, though its original purpose seems to have been long since lost. As your eyes move down, the staircase continues to descend lower into the Abomination Vaults, down further past this level. But the stairway is choked with the rubble blocking any passage down below. The sound of moaning grows louder, and as you move down, you see why. A devil in the chamber to the north is training what appears to be a squadron of humanoid, flesh-warped creatures. The pitiful moaning from the soldiers echo out, almost becoming too much for you to bear, even at this distance. Sezek nods in that direction. Jafaki sometimes sent his failed experiments down to test us. But as you can see, with a little bit of effort, they can be trained like a good dog. Not as easy as corrupting a human, mind you, but still, we've got ourselves a nice little army of the buggers. You can see the Barbazoo drilling commands, and the Grothlets, these things you've fought before, these pitiful moaning creatures, trying their best to follow their master's orders. As he notices what is going on, the devil stops and stares coldly at you. Sezek speaks up. Don't worry about it. They're with me. Business with the boss. The lapse in concentration on the devil's face causes one of the Grothlets to bite another, which snaps the devil back into work mode as he beats the offender back with the blunt side of his glaive. This way, says Sezek, turning you guys to the west. As you let your eyes wander, you see hallways with doors and passages going off in each direction around you. Immediately, you get a sinking feeling in the pit of your stomach, realizing just how big of a threat these devils might actually be. Who knows how many devils lurk here on the prison level. Sezek leads you down this large hallway towards a set of double doors. These doors are easily 15 feet tall and inscribed with a large glowing pentagram that pulses in the dark. This is the door. Once I open it, you spring into action. We need to take advantage of the surprise. Know what I'm saying? take a moment for any final preparations and strategy that you guys would like to discuss going into this.
You guys ready?
I don't know. It's now or never, so let's do it.
Yep. Once we go through there, Nulara, I'm gonna hit you and make you go faster again. Be ready.
Okay. Also, I drank this potion that makes me weaker to fire. I just wanted to give you guys a heads up.
Maybe you should tell Clovis not to hit everybody with fire. Good thing it wasn't acid.
Yeah. Clovis, please, not the fireball. Just let me know so I can duck a little bit, because it would hurt me more.
Will do.
Okay.
Actually pretty interesting thought. So the bark skin potion literally gives you bark skin, so you're weaker to fire.
Yeah, I have weakness 3 to fire damage right now.
Okay, that's interesting.
But I'm resistant to piercing and bludgeoning.
Cool. Yeah, that is cool.
Mm-hmm.
So, you guys move down the hallway with Sezik ready to like place the amulets in place. You can see there's like 2 slots where the amulets can go into this door. You guys give me the word when you're ready to go. But I want, like, I'm putting a pause on any like timers you have going on. Just make sure you guys are ready. You guys got a plan? You ready to go? You tell me when you're ready. We go.
I'm going to take out the dagger of venom and activate it.
Perfect. So that just stays oozing until the next hit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm gonna have my shield raised. Actually, no, for this activity, I'm gonna scout. So +1 to everyone's initiative when we roll initiative.
Okay. That works.
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to avoid notice, try to stay in the corner.
Of course.
I'm going to follow Mukta.
Okay. Following the expert. Clovis, you doing anything?
I think I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna follow the leader. Follow the expert.
Okay.
Try to go in as quiet as possible.
Question, Steve.
Sure. Bring it.
I have activated the dagger and then sheathed it again.
Does it say you have to like keep it in your hand?
No,
I
it just
think
says.
so.
No, I don't think so. It just says you damage a creature with the dagger of venom. So activate frequency once per day.
Okay. Then it sounds like that's the way. If it's the kind of thing you just turn on, so it says. So that activate thing, right? It says it's activate interact action. I think because the trigger is you damage the creature with a dagger of venom, it's not the kind of thing you activate ahead of time and then stab. I think you just stab, and when it hits, then you activate it. Right? Because the trigger is you damage the creature with the dagger of venom, and then the action would be the activated.
Oh, okay, so I have to hit it, and then I spend the action to activate it.
That is right. Yeah,
Okay,
I think we did it wrong.
I thought I had to activate it, and then got it.
Right. Just as I'm looking at it, because you brought it up, yeah, it looks like the trigger is hitting it, and then the action is spent right then.
That's
All
cool.
right, so I'm going to keep it sheathed then.
Okay. Good. We got the thumbs up. We good? Ready to die?
It's a good day to die.
I mean, like, I don't know if Sezik wants us to bust through. If that's the case, then I'll stand next to Sezik. Yeah. So that when he's ready for me to bust through, I'll bust.
Yeah, essentially, Sezik's gonna open, like, put the amulets in, and the doors are gonna like instantly like unlock, and then she wants you to bust in and catch them with their pants down, so to speak.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, as soon as we bust through, I'm gonna cast haste on Nulara as soon as the doors go. That's what I'd like.
As soon as the doors open.
So
okay.
I'll probably be trying to avoid notice behind Nulara if there's not much cover.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of room in the hallway, so you're just hanging back a bit, right? So, anyways, unless there's anything else, Sezik takes the 2 amulets, places them into the door, which causes the glowing pentagram to slowly flicker and turn itself off. As it does, there is a hefty noise, as if hundreds of locking mechanisms inside begin turning themselves like. And then, with one loud final thud that echoes loudly in this quiet space, the door unseals itself, swinging open and leaving a big space for you guys to rush in. And I think how you hit Nulara with like a haste, like right then and there, right?
Yep.
boom, Nulara gets hasted for 1 minute. And as you cast this and as you rush in, Sezik's like, good luck. Immediately turning your attention back to the hallway to kind of intercept anyone that comes in to investigate with you guys. And your group rushes in, adrenaline kicks in, the haste kicks in, everyone's ready to roll initiative. The hairs on your body stand up, you're rushing in for a fight. You are greeted by a large chamber of natural stone running north to south. The door you entered from appears to be the only exit. Lit braziers are casting strange shadows on the wall that dance and bathe this room in a sinister light. Bookshelves.
Braziers?
Yeah, brazier. Yes, braziers. Sorry. I got, right on the brain. Bookshelves and a sturdy desk line the alcove in the far north. But instead of catching them by surprise, the Barbazu are waiting for you. Weapons raised. As you go to charge in, they match you and move to intercept. Not the way this was supposed to go. Behind them, a ruggedly handsome devil steps forward. I will share this ruggedly handsome devil right here. The long rolls of parchment hanging from his horns curl up and unroll again. And he goes, friends, weapons away. Truly, I am happy to see you. The devil turns to the two bearded devil bodyguards, their glaives raised. He says, stand down, you two. I doubt they are arrogant enough to fight us. I am a Revian, Thistophilis and contracted agent of Belcora, yes, but I assure you I am no enemy of yours. You seek to vanquish her, put an end to her murderous spirit, the threat she poses to mortal life, etc., etc., yes. Well, then perhaps we could broker a deal. One that greatly benefits both of us with a minimal number of precious lives lost. And in this moment, he's trying to defuse the situation. He's like the opposite of like the PCs trying to like stand down the enemies. He's trying to stand you guys down. So this is where I give you the choice right now, PCs. You've spent a lot of spells prepared to go, right? Are you rolling initiative or are you standing down?
Oh, man.
What did Sezik's contract say? Do we have to kill them?
Mm-hmm.
Or
I mean, essentially, Sezik, if you do not, if you die before you kind of go through with killing this guy, then your souls are forfeit to Sezik, yeah. But there's no time limit on it. It doesn't say it has to be like in the next X number of time. But yeah, essentially, you are contracted to overthrow this guy.
The job's a job.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
We signed a contract.
Fuck.
Does that mean we're rolling initiative?
Guys, it's a good day to die.
Yeah.
It's a good day to die, my friends.
All right, well, let's do it. We're going to the battle screen. So you guys are rushed in here. I don't know, where you guys want to be.
I'm hasted, so I feel that I'm like super up there, but not too far away. Where's the where did the devil pop up?
So you're right now you're within range of their weapons. So like they have long reach weapons, right? So where you're standing, Nulara, will definitely get you stabbed. So all right, if that's the way this is going, then that's the way this is going, players.
Oh, Lord. We got this.
Go ahead and roll me initiative.
+1.
be back next week with the 1,000.
Oh, we won't be back next week, no.
Oh, what happened?
Yeah, CJ is in chat. He's got the best reaction, which is 4 exclamation points.
So that's a 28 for me.
Oh, gosh. Arevian gets a natural 20 on his...
That's a deception check, though.
Oh, yeah. He uses deception for initiative. Yeah, that's when I add him to the tracker, but no. He has a natural 20 plus 21 for a 41
Holy shit.
on his initiative.
23 on 24.
At least the Barbazoos are pleasant, so wow. Natural 20 for Nulara.
Yep. I mean, unfortunately, doesn't count, but still good sentiment. Good sentiment. At least you beat all his guards. Okay, so here we go. At the top of the round, Eurevian with his natural 20. Even though he's trying to send you guys down, really he's ready, and he goes, "Really, I expected better of you." And
you don't know how stupid we are.
Let's see, what does he do? He is going to spend 2 of his actions to cast Flame Strike. So this is... Wait, it doesn't tell me... Eisenberg gives Nulara a hero point. I think she'll need it. 10-foot radius.
So that's 20 feet diameter.
That's like here. So he drops a Flame Strike on the entire party. Can everyone please make a DC 30 basic reflex save?
Oh shit, my scale mail gives...
Oh god, you're Nulara, you are Barkskin, so you're gonna be weak 3 to this.
You said fortitude save?
I'm gonna use a hero
reflex.
point.
Reflex.
Thank you, Heisenberg. Reroll and keep the better.
Yeah, so
30.
Oh, good.
okay, so 30 is a success. Good job on the hero point. Clovis got a 23. Mukta got a 30, which is just what you need. Hal, you haven't rolled yet, right? D4.
That's 24.
Okay. So I'm gonna roll the damage on this.
Foxy?
Oh yeah, he's in the... Oh my god, poor guy. Got a 20, so that's a critical fail. Yeah, so 26 points of damage. It's a basic reflex save, so Mukta and Nulara take half.
Plus
so that's...
3 on mine.
And then plus an extra 3 on yours, Nulara, because you're weak to fire. And immediately Foxy goes unconscious and begins dying. He takes 52 points of fire damage.
Shit.
Which is actually... He has 26 hit points. So that might just be enough to kill him outright. Whoosh. Foxy's dead.
So much for that guy.
Can Mushi please make a save?
Oh, yeah.
At least he had some good conversation and laughs before he died, rather than just dying on that table. So,
right?
Where is Mushi?
He should be right next to you here.
Reflex. Yeah, I guess I just had to roll mine then, for him.
He has the same as yours, yeah. And as he drops that on you guys, just to kind of hammer his point home. 25. Okay, so Mushi takes half. Mushi takes 13. Just to kind of hammer his point home, right? He's just
25 is a fail, Steve.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So it's a fail. So he takes full damage. Not double damage, but full damage. Sorry.
Yep.
You are correct. He's like, it's not too late. Throw down your weapons. We don't have to do this the hard way. And he points at his devils and he says, let's show them some manners. And that's the end of his turn. Mukta.
Oh, all right. I run out here, and I will quick draw my short bow, and I will attack. And these guards are flat-footed for me.
They are? Yeah, I mean, yes, they are. They are
because I'm before them in initiative. So.
Yep, they were ready for you, but at the same time, you beat them in initiative, and this is that's why you're so good.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm going to use a hero point. All right. Oh wait, did I use a hero point already?
No, well, here's the thing.
Yeah,
it is flat-footed, and with a flat-footed, a 22 actually hits.
It was a 20.
Right, but so 20, but its AC is with the flat-footed condition on the target. It hits.
It hits. Oh. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
It wouldn't have hit normally, but the flat-footed made the difference.
Nice.
All right. That's 15 damage.
15 points of its piercing, striking, precision. Okay, yeah. So it basically is resistant 5 to this damage. So it takes 10 points of damage.
And then I'm going to... Why can't I move there? Did the doors close?
No, the doors are still open.
And that's my turn.
All right, pop in, shoot, pop out. All right, Clovis.
Okay, Clovis is going to take first action against this devil here. Going to do Scorching Ray.
Target it before you attack.
Okay.
Remember, Sezek said probably not to use fire.
Yeah, that's about all I have.
All right, 30 is a hit.
All right.
You can roll the damage for that. It's so hits it with fire, totally immune. So even all the other rays, even if they hit, boom, 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 we'll say all 3 hit, completely immune to all your fire damage.
All right, so I'm going to take next 2 actions, and I'm going to cast Acid Splash on that one.
Well, Scorching Ray is 2 actions, right?
It's 1, 2, or 3. I only use 1.
Okay.
Once I found it was immune, I wasn't going to go after, because I can actually target all 3.
Right. I mean, technically, you have to choose when you cast it. You can't cast. It's like you say, I'm casting a 3-action Scorching Ray. But because you need all the help you can get, I will completely allow this.
Okay. Good to know.
So 27 hits.
Okay.
We're going to roll that Acid Splash damage. It should be at 3rd level. It's 1d6 plus that. So yeah, so it's 8 damage. I fixed the damage roll, so it should add it now. 8 damage. Okay. Completely immune to all this damage. It takes no damage. The splash hits it and then drips right off its body, and it just looks at you and just gives you this look that you know you are in trouble now.
Oh man, my ass isn't going to help on this time. Okay, that's my turn.
This is the opposite of every other boss fight we've had.
Yep.
Hal?
Go ahead and do a lingering composition, inspire courage.
Okay.
Want to do that?
By the way, I don't know if you saw Mook, but you got another hero point from Heisenberg in chat.
Oh, thank you, Heisenberg. Thank you. We're going to need it.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah, I'll do inspire courage.
Okay.
I'm gonna hero point that because
okay,
I need to.
Give it that hero point.
20.
A little better. That's a success at least. So 3 point or 3 rounds worth, right?
Yep.
Inspired courage, 3 rounds for everyone. Go ahead and add that.
So that's 1 action. And for my second and third action, I'll probably cast a spell here.
And you got another hero point, Hal.
And Hal got a hero point from Amina474. Thank you, Amina474. Is that right? Amina, yeah.
The
May need it.
No.
They know. So what are you doing with your third action, Hal?
Second and third action, I want to do...
Yeah, sorry. Second and third action.
I'm going to do... how far is this guy? Hideous laughter on this guy here. To the left.
Okay. Let's see. Is a will saving throw. Yep. Gets a 29.
Success.
Which is a success, which means it is plagued with uncontrollable laughter and it loses its reactions. As long as you sustain it.
That's my turn.
There we go. All right, Nulara.
Okay, I'm going to step in front of this fellow right here.
Okay.
For my first action. For my second action, I'm going to attack him with Ancora's Blade.
Okay.
Okay, that will be 22 to hit.
Well, he's not flat-footed. I had him mark flat-footed, but that is a hit.
Okay, perfect. So that would be 13 points of slashing damage.
Okay. It is resistant 5 to this damage.
Okay. And then, so 1, 2... for my third and fourth action, I'm power attacking this guy. Actually, shoot. No, I'm attacking him again. Just
Okay.
one action.
Perfect.
Oh wait, no, sorry. Third action, raising my shield. Fourth action, attacking him with Enchorus Blade again.
Got it. So many actions.
I know.
Ooh, that's a natural one.
And then, yeah, I raise my shield.
Yep. No hero point on this?
I don't have any anymore. Focus on this one, I say. Yeah. Like, one at a time, guys, I say.
All right.
As I brace.
You brace for the retaliation. Well, let's start with the pleasant Barbazoo, who is going to target you. Has this glaive.
Weezer.
Let me see. Okay. Glaive strike. 19.
Misses?
I think it's kind of a wide range. Yeah, it misses. Second attack, another glaive strike. Let's do it. Oh, Nulara just got a hero point. 18.
Oh, thank you.
All right. And for its third action, it uses an ability it has called Wriggling Beard, which allows it to make a beard attack with no multiple attack penalty.
Okay.
So it's got these like sharp beard type things on the bottom, and they too lash out and try to hit you. 18.
Misses.
Yep, miss. Yeah, that's the one that also doesn't have any reactions. Okay. This one here, he sees this one tangling with you, Nulara, and he watches his buddy like try to stab you and is unable to get like purchased at all. So he like looks at like your friends, and he's going to cast, for 2 actions, he casts Dimension Door and instantly zips here and appears right here in front of Clovis and Hal. Actually, he'll probably appear right here because he can be 10 feet away. And then from where he is the one you just hit with fire and acid, Clovis. So he teleports right up next to you with 2 actions and then uses his third action to stab you with his glaive. Oops, that should be a target here. Does a 33 hit you?
Yes, sir.
Hit, but not a crit.
It is not a crit.
Okay, so no, you don't take all that damage because what is close to the alignment? You're neutral, right?
Yes.
Okay, so you take 15 points of physical damage. You don't take the evil damage that this thing's doing.
Okay.
So 15 points of damage on you, and you watch as this thing cuts you. It cuts you open, and you are now persistently bleeding. It's cut open a wound on you that's gushing blood, Clovis.
All right.
But that's all his actions. Eurevian at the top of his turn is like, children, don't squander your potential like this. And he too uses Dimension Door to teleport. And he appears right here in front of Clovis and Hal, and takes this giant, like he doesn't have any weaponry, right? He's just twirling this quill, and he takes the quill and he plunges it into Clovis. Well, he attempts to plunge it into Clovis. We'll see if it hits. 26?
That is a hit.
Okay. Hit, but not a crit. So let's roll the damage on that. That's, it's not the full damage, so you take 19 points of physical damage. And his thing rips open an even, like, bigger, tougher bleed on you. I'm actually going to take off. You can't have 2 bleeds, so I'm just leaving the bigger bleed on you. And then he says, it's not too late. Don't make me kill your friend to set an example. You're going to come around sooner or later anyways. And that's the end of his turn. Mukta.
I'm going to delay my turn.
Okay. Fair enough. All right. We'll delay your turn. When you're ready to pop in after someone's turn, you let me know. Clovis.
All right. I'm...
Big old gashing wound from this quill.
Yep. I'm going to cast Lightning Bolt on the one right in front of me. Let me target him.
Well, it's like a line, right? So I think if it's Lightning Bolt, it just goes through like everyone, I think.
Yeah, 120-foot line. So I get both of them.
You get both of them. So here's the happen. You start casting Lightning Bolt, and Eurevian's like... He like steps to the side a little bit. The one behind it, the little Barbazoo behind him, uses his opportunity attack to stab you as you cast the spell. So we'll see if he is able to interrupt you. 21, I think it misses,
nope.
Right?
That misses.
Yeah, so he stabs, so he misses you. Your lightning bolt is going to go off. Your Revian does not have the ability to
DC 22 basic reflex.
Okay, so let me do that for each of them. Reflex save for your Revian, reflex save for the Barbazoo. Your Revian gets a 25, the Barbazoo gets a 14. You said it's a 22, so 1 success, 1 fail.
Nice.
25.
That purple lightning bolt blast.
Nice.
Hey, 25, that's not a bad damage roll for once, right?
Heck yeah.
No,
We've had bad luck on your lightning roll, so this guy takes the full.
not bad considering I'm about dead.
Is not resistant to this at all, so he takes the full 25. Your Revian takes half of the 25 because he was successful. Okay. That was 2 actions? Got 1 action?
So, raise my shield.
All right. You raise your shield to prepare for another assault. The wound on your chest bleeds. So at the end of your turn... why did it not trigger? So at the end of your turn, you're going to take the 2d6 bleeding damage. So you take 8 points of damage.
Jesus. Okay.
And can you make a DC 20 like a flat check? Normally to stop a bleed on its own, it's it's 15, but in this wound it actually takes you need a natural 20 to stop it from bleeding. 19 is close, but not actually enough.
Oh, come on.
Because it would normally, you can feel your body trying to close it, but something about this wound, this is an infernal wound and it's being held open by evil magics.
All right.
All right. Hal.
I want to reach over and touch Clovis with lay on hands.
Okay.
18 healing for Clovis.
Okay, let me check something real quick. So you're trying to cast healing magic on Clovis, and this infernal wound he has fights back against you. What I need here is a counteract check, which means you're making like an active occultism check, or whatever your spellcasting bonus is. Make a roll with that, with whatever your spellcasting attack bonus is, to counteract the magic trying to keep you out from healing.
My spell attack? Is that what you're saying?
Yes. I think, let me just double check I'm pretty sure it's the same as today. Counteract, it says it's just like your relevant skill modifier. So basically, is like your occultism the same as your spell attack bonus or whatever? Like counterattack is spellcasting ability modifier plus your spellcasting proficiency bonus. So it's basically the same as the spell attack roll. Same bonuses at least. So that's fine.
No
25
joke.
is not enough, and this wound pushes back against the magic you're infusing in him. No healing goes to Clovis.
Fuck.
Okay. That's not good. Clovis.
Your magic is spent, right? The lay on hands goes off, and all the magic just bounces off of him, like it won't go into his body. And you can feel like the negative churning energy off of that wound, stopping your healing from working.
Clovis is fucked.
Cast. I'm gonna cast biting words on this guy here.
Okay. That's an attack roll, right? Yep. 24 is a hit.
Nice.
28 damage.
Wow.
Nice.
That's pretty solid. Yeah, he's not resistant to that. He takes the full 28 points of sonic damage. And as your words, like, do you have something specific you're saying to like hurt this thing? Because that's quite a hell of a damage roll.
I'm going to say
3 6s and a 5.
The devil went down to Abomination Vaults looking for
Oh my god.
a soul to steal, and I look at Clovis, but that's not going to be us.
Yeah, this thing is really hurt now. Is that all 3 actions, right?
Yep.
That was a lot of damage, I gotta say. And this is the thing, every turn you can keep it going, right?
Yes, but I did not sustain the laughter.
That is true. The laughter would have fallen off. You're right. Okay. Perfect. Nulara, hasted Nulara.
Okay, first action. Okay, I was making sure I wasn't on mute. First action, striding over here.
All right. This triggers an opportunity attack from the one next to you.
This dude? Oh yeah, because he didn't sustain.
He just lost. He just got his reactions back because of the. Because he just lost.
Slowed, right?
He had no reaction because he was laughing, but he just stopped laughing because Hal didn't sustain it.
Yeah, go for it.
All right, Glaive attack. No, 22. I think it misses.
Misses. 1 or 2. I'm hitting. Yeah, hitting that dude. 2 actions, power attacking him.
Okay, go for it.
With a Chorus Blade, that will be 35 to hit.
The critical hit.
Perfect.
Nice.
A critical hit on a power attack.
26
Let's go.
points of slashing damage.
Kind of
Crits in
low
chat.
damage rolls. You rolled 8
It's
damage on
1-1.
3d8.
Uh-huh.
It's still enough to kill him. Don't worry.
Perfect.
Yeah, Chris in chat. Thank you.
3.
Yeah.
How can I get you out of there, Clovis? Then raising my shield.
Yeah,
Okay.
Just kill these bastards.
You have one more attack, yeah. You're hasted.
1,
Stride
2, 3.
power attack was 2 actions,
Mm-hmm.
and then
Gotcha.
raise the shield.
Yeah.
You can't go there. All right. Damn. It's not gonna give me flanking. All right.
Oh.
Oh, that's right. You were delaying your turn, so
Yeah. Oh, you need to raise your
If you
shield.
can move here.
right?
if you move there, you'd flank with Clovis, right?
I mean, I
Oh,
have.
that's true. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can flank.
So I'm going to go now.
Okay. Yep. Go
I'm
ahead.
going to stride here. Quick draw with the Dagger of Venom
Yep.
and attack.
Go for it. He is flat-footed. Let me mark that. Thanks to the F for flat-footed condition.
F for flag.
F.
Please go
Giving him an
and look
F.
for our quick tips.
Ooh, 29. That's a hit.
Perfect.
Nice. Kill that
It's a hit.
motherfucker.
It is a hit.
All right. And then I'm going to activate.
Perfect.
That is an interact action. So if he has.
It is. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah. He doesn't have anything.
All right. So I'm just going to roll the damage first.
Okay.
Yes.
21 points from your basic attack, right?
Mhm.
He is resistant to 10 of that, so he takes 10 less.
That's fine. And then I need a Fortitude saving throw.
Fortitude save. Got it.
Yes. So low DC, but gotta have Hail Mary.
We rolled a 2.
Oh, it's a 21. It's a 21.
So it hits. The dagger venom goes off. Let's see. What's the
Nice.
effect?
Yes.
He
So
does
it's
fail.
1d8 poison damage. I don't know if he's immune or not, but we'll see.
Okay.
Revenge tour for the poison dagger.
That's 4 poison damage.
He doesn't take any of the 4 poison damage.
So if he's immune to poison effects, then
Immune to poison damage. Is he immune to poison effects? Ooh. That's a good question.
Let's
My
go to
gut
recall
says
knowledge.
yes, though. My gut says yes, right?
one time it works. The one time.
Come on. No, not to effects. Let's.
I mean, I don't see a clear answer. You know what? This is a cool
If I
moment.
have an answer, then that means he's not.
I'm gonna
If
let you.
that's the
I'm gonna say
rules.
yes. He's affected by it. I feel like my gut says no, and there's a rule, but in this moment, I'm rolling yes, pending further investigation.
So he's an enfeebled 1.
Okay.
Oh!
Nice. Now, does that mean he gets 1 less action? Is that what Nefeebled does?
I have no idea.
It means he's
Yeah,
a little weaker, so he has a -1 on all strength-based things.
All strength. Okay.
All right, so he is like, he's like, you stab him and it hurts him, and the damage doesn't do anything, but this dagger just courses something into his blood, and you watch as he just looks a little weaker. He's enfeebled
take
1.
it.
For how long? The whole forever?
It doesn't say.
Okay.
4 rounds.
4 rounds. 4 rounds.
Yeah, 4 rounds.
Yeah. Yeah, so he just basically makes, what it means is the way the poison works is every round at the end of his turn, he makes another save, and it can either advance or retract. So at least for 1 round, potentially 4 more. A maximum 4 if he failed every time, though.
Yep.
Hopefully he doesn't save on his turn coming up. That's my turn.
Well, it says... Oh, yeah. Okay, perfect. This guy watching... Oh, that was all your actions? Oh, it was.
Yeah, that's 3 actions.
This one moves here. He flanks Nulara with Eurevian. Targets Nulara. with a glaive attack. That is a 29. Okay.
With a disarming attack.
Oh.
Disarming block too.
Got it. So that's 14 damage. No, it's not 14 damage. You're neutral too, right? It's only 10 slashing damage.
10 slashing. I'm also resistant to because of my bark skin.
How much does your shield absorb when you
my shield absorbs 8. It also takes 8.
So you absorb the 10 is reduced to 8, or the 10 is reduced to 2 because your shield absorbing that damage, right? And then the 2 is split between you and your shield. You're resistant to, so you take 0 damage. Your shield would take 2 damage. And you basically absorb the blow from this thing.
Yes, sir.
And because you don't take any damage from the glaive, he doesn't cut open one of these infernal wounds on you. But also, he does get.
It's a.
Oh yeah, then you do this arming block, right?
Yes. So that
is that a save on his part, or is it an active disarm check on your part?
I attempted
to disarm
against their reflex DC.
It's athletics against his reflex, yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, natural 1.
Hero point?
I have a hero point, so I'm gonna use my hero point.
Ooh, very nice.
32.
32.
Nice.
His reflex DC is 21. So as he hits you and you absorb the shield, you can narrate because you knock this glaive out of his hand and it clatters to the floor, disarming him.
Get the fuck out, Clovis! While I'm trying to disarm this dude, so I knock the item out of his grasp.
Yeah, cling, cling, cling. It falls to the floor. It does. So he looks down at it, roars in anger, and uses his third action to do one of these beard attacks that aren't at any penalty. Let's see. Beardy attack, go. 25?
26. Wait, I raised my shield, right? Why am I only
have 4? So 25 does.
Because of the flat-footed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the flat-foot is.
24. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so let's roll the damage.
Otherwise, it wouldn't have hit. Jesus.
So it's 13 points of piercing damage, which you're resistant to.
So 11.
Yep. And as his wriggly beard pokes you and pierces you, you feel it kind of injecting you with some sort of effect. Can you make a fortitude saving throw?
Okay. 30?
Success. 30 is a success. Doesn't affect you. But you know there's some effect on his beard that you just resisted. All right. That's it. That's his turn. Back to Eurevian. So he sees Chloe nearly bleeding out. He's enfeebled. He looks at Hal and looks kind of back at you Nulara and Mukta, and he looks at you and says, Hal, Mukta, I had such high hopes for you. Maybe I should teach you both a lesson. And he spins his quill around on Nulara. That is you're flat-footed still. That is a 33 to hit.
Not a crit?
Almost a crit, but not a crit. Okay. So that is...
Fuck.
Plus 21. That's fucking
Jesus.
Awesome.
No shit.
So Nulara, you're not going to take all this damage. You take 14 slashing damage along, -2 because of your resistance. Yep, you take 12.
What did you say again?
14.
Okay.
So 12 is the total.
So you take 12. Yep.
And then as he cuts you with this quill down your body, you feel you split open and you are bleeding just like Clovis's really hard.
Okay.
And then, yeah, I mean, it's interesting here because he has some goals. I guess
he'll just have to die.
I guess just to make his point, he says, this is entirely your fault, right? This could have been avoided. And he takes the quill without even looking and just stabs backward at Clovis. That is a penalty attack. Oh, that's a natural 1.
Yes! Fuck you, buddy!
Clovis,
Yeah, Clovis.
I want to see those Mukta fails in chat.
Mukta fails in chat. That's an awesome.
Get out, Clovis. You're so
God.
lucky right now.
Yeah, I'm lucky as a fucking barely hanging on.
Yeah, that makes him pretty freaking angry. So, I think he turns around. No, you know what? He uses his third action just to kind of implore you to just put weapons and we can talk through this, guys. Come on. Don't be a fool. It would be a shame to die for nothing. That's the end of his turn. Clovis. Yes.
All right.
I mean, we signed the contract, so unless you know a way to break it.
Happen to be speaking to the best contract devil in existence. I know all about your deal with Sezik. In fact, it was all... Well, that's all I can say on this turn. We'll wait till next turn.
All right, so I'm going to do hydraulic push.
Okay.
On guy in front of me.
He's flat-footed.
27.
He is flat-footed. Is he flat-footed against range attacks too? No. Either way, it is a hit.
Okay. 10 points of damage.
So 10 points of bludgeoning damage. He is resistant 10 to that damage, so he takes none of it. But he gets pushed back 10 feet, right? Or 5 feet?
Yep. 5 feet.
5 feet.
Critical failure, then it's 10.
So he gets pushed back 5 feet, and he slams into Mukta, who is also pushed back 5 feet, and like slammed back into this sort of like fire sconce, the brazier, like glowing in the behind. You get slammed into it as like Clovis pushes you and him back, buying Clovis a little bit of space. Okay.
Then I'll raise my shield again.
Okay. And at the end of your turn, you bleed. Your persistent bleed continues. You take 10 points of bleed damage.
And I am unconscious.
For that one? Okay.
All right, so Clovis drops. I don't know what the spell attack was, but Clovis drops unconscious. Can you make a DC 20 flat check for me, Clovis? So Clovis falls and then still bleeding out and still dying. Hal.
I cannot heal him. I tried to last time and nothing happened.
No, just kill those devils, man. Just leave me. Just kill those devils.
I'm going to step.
Okay.
I'm going to do binding words on this guy right here first.
Okay. Go ahead and make that attack roll. Oh, that's a natural 20. Yes. That is definitely a critical hit.
Fits in chat.
Yeah, baby, crit it. And hit it.
It doesn't give me a crit opportunity for damage.
No,
so
you roll the damage and I'll double it.
48.
You explode this thing's head with your sonic vibrations.
Fuck yes. Job.
That's what Hal does.
Yeah, that's freaking amazing.
That's freaking awesome.
Which then draws the ire of Eurevian himself.
You gotta keep trying to heal him, even if we have a chance.
Well, can I like clear his wounds out or clean anything or use a medicine check or how does this work?
Yeah, I mean, treat wounds is an action you can take to try to stop the bleeding. It's an action. It requires you have to be holding here. You have to have healer's tools. You have healer's tools on you.
Nope.
So you'll need healer's tools. I think.
Look, Clovis has it sitting on his.
Clovis has some on his bandolier right in front of him. Yeah.
I'm sitting. I got it right on my hip.
Yep.
So I'll try that.
Yeah. Well, treat wounds technically is like a 10-minute thing, but I think there's this. I think there is this ability. You can use the two actions to try to stem the bleeding. That doesn't require a healer's kit actually. So you can make one of these assist checks to try to help staunch the bleeding.
All right. What is it?
I think it's just. Let me just double check this. Because this is like a special kind of wound. It's a little different than normal wounds.
Yep.
I think it just allows you to make a flat check there. Wait, first aid. Administer first aid. stop bleeding. So it's 2 actions. You do have to be holding hero tools, but I'll let you pull them off of Clovis as you do it. Attempt a medicine check on a creature that is taking persistent damage. So you need to make a medicine check, and you're trying to counteract the bleed DC. 23, not terrible. The DC to miss first aid a creature with throwing increased by 5. You're pretty close. I will say that you are able to stop the bleeding. You staunched the infernal wound on Clovis's body. He's still unconscious and dying, but you have staunched that wound.
Nice.
Okay. That is my turn.
That's not bad. It's not bad.
Good turn out.
Get him, Nulara. I got Clovis.
Yep. Nulara's turn. Muted.
Still muted. Hold it up, Richard.
Nope.
There you go.
Can't hear you.
The devil took her voice.
Yeah, he did. He took her voice.
Oh, he took her voice.
Oh no, yeah, she's
I think
lost
she
her
said
voice.
bathroom in uncommon. I'm pretty sure that's what I heard.
She's like, girlfriend.
She's saying, she's asking us how we're doing in
Her
Battery's girlfriend.
Her batteries died.
He said that wrong.
All right.
Well, what are you doing? Are you attacking?
We'll narrate. Just put it in chat. Just put it in the chat. We'll narrate.
She's gonna kill this. She's gonna kill
one
this
action
bitch.
attack on Eurevian. Yes, I can read mine.
You should go here, so he's flat-footed.
Yeah, good call.
One action step. Oh, I can't read mine. Yeah, go ahead. One action step. Go ahead. Slide over.
Nice.
He's flat-footed.
Nice.
Power
Kill the
attack.
motherfucker.
That's a hit.
Ooh, I love that little sword.
Power attack's going to be pretty strong. Oh, that's more damage. 24. So he takes... he doesn't take the full 24 because he is resistant 10. So he gets 10 back. Sorry. Should have.
And she's going to raise her shield.
Yep. Raising the shield. Perfect.
All right.
Eurevian size. At the end of your turn, Nulara. That's it. That's all 4 your actions, right? Okay. The wound that he caused on you starts gushing blood. So I need you to make a flat check. And you take 2d6 bleeding damage. So you take 9 points of bleed damage. And you do not stop bleeding.
Oh, so close to a natural 20.
So close.
All right.
Hello?
Oh, I can hear you.
Oh.
Hey, you're back.
Okay, I charged it.
The devil see, you hit the devil, and the devil gave your voice back.
There is
Okay.
there is some feedback though.
A little bit of like
All right.
squealing.
I'm going to
Away.
drop the dagger of venom,
Okay.
seeing as how it's done its job. Oh, did he do the thing for enfeebled?
It's built into all his things, yeah. So he had...
Didn't you say he made a save?
Oh, you make a save at the end of your turn, right?
Yeah, to try to break it.
28. I think he finally goes off the
Yeah.
effects of it, yeah.
That's fine.
Thank you for reminding me, and take a hero point for reminding me, even though we only have a few minutes left in tonight's session, but still.
All right. I'm going to drop the dagger of venom, draw the rapier, and strike with one action.
He is flat-footed.
Hero point,
Use the hero point I just gave you.
because I have 3 of them now, so that's...
Do you?
Right,
okay,
so-
yeah. So
yeah.
cash one in.
All right.
It was almost
That's
an
a
natural
35.
one.
35.
That it. Yeah, 35.
With flat-footed.
Yep, it's a hit, but not a crit.
Oh, come on. All right.
So close. So close.
Oh, terrible damage, too.
Yeah, and he's resistant to 10 of it.
Damn. Third action, I cast shield.
Guy is tough.
Yep, shield goes up.
That's my turn.
All right, these guys are dead. That brings us to Eurevian. He sighs. Really, this has just been all one terrible misunderstanding. You must believe me. A strike on Nulara. Will attack.
Nulara's not
26?
flat-footed anymore, right?
No,
No.
she's
Yeah.
Not anymore.
flat-footed. Yeah, but 26 I think is exactly what he needed.
Hits. Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
Flat-footed, not flat-footed. Yeah. Okay. So hits. Gonna roll the damage again. It's 20 points. No, it's actually 18 points of damage.
Blocking it with my shield, and then I'm gonna do a disarming block.
Yeah. Disarm this awesome quill of his. So you take the 18 damage, you block it, you take 8 off of that. So that means 10 to you, 10 to your shield, 2 less because of your resistance. So you take 8 damage, your shield takes 10.
Okay.
I think that's right.
8.
And you make the athletics check to disarm his quill.
How much does my shield take? 10.
10.
You can do it.
Luckily, you got a pretty tough shield.
Yeah. An athletics check?
Yep. Against his reflex, right?
His reflex DC. Stop!
I will tell you his reflex DC is a 23.
Plus 23?
No, it's a DC is 23.
30!
Yes.
Get that quill out!
Let me look at something real quick, because I think so disarm. So, okay, here's the thing. On a success, we did this wrong. Right? On a success, they don't lose the item. You weaken the grasp on the item, and so it's loose in his hand. Further disarm attempts have a +2 circumstance bonus, and he has -2 on attacks until he can get a firm grasp on it.
But he has to spend an action to like re-grasp.
I believe so.
Yeah, the glaive dude earlier, it was like a critical success. That's why I was able to.
Critical success, it would just knock it out.
Critical success, it just knocks it out, So you've loosened the quill. It doesn't fall out of his hand all the way, though, but he has a -2 attack. Yeah. Okay. So you've loosened it, which means he's taking a -2 to further attacks with it. I think he hit it out and he laughs. You think these quill is all I have? And you see he's got all these large horns coming off his body, covered in contracts. He just tries to stab you with one of them.
Not a crit?
That's a 34. No, because you raise your shield, right? Yep, so hit, not a crit. This time you take 23 piercing damage, or 21. And also, well, you're already bleeding. So yeah, he doesn't make you bleed anymore. He just hits you even more. He doesn't really have much more he can do. Like, he has some stuff, but it's not working. Like, I think he used his last action to continue his conversation with Mukta. Like, well, you see, this was the deal with Sezek. Yes, that was part of my plan. I must apologize for my roundabout ways to get you here, but under false pretenses. But look, we can have a peaceful resolution to this. Stabbing Nulara with his horns as he does so. It's you, Mukta, you and Hal that I need now. I saw your handiwork before. Marvelous. Clovis, death saving throw?
I am going to use my hero point.
Oh, okay. That is true. You can do that, right?
Yep.
Good call. I forgot about that. So hero point stabilizes you.
Yeah, does it just take me to 0, or do I get 1 hit point? How does that work?
Yeah, I think you just come back to... That's a good point. I don't know. What happens if you spend a hero point to recover?
I don't know. I know all your conditions go away, all that. I knew that part. I just don't know if it's... I think it's 1 hit point, if I'm mistaken, but...
You stabilize with 0 hit points.
So it's 0, okay. And you lose all your conditions and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you'd probably get the wounded 1, right? 0.
No, I think you lose the hero point. It wipes all that out.
Because of the hero point?
The wounded
Yep, hero points, you wipe everything out, so it's just...
But you're still lying there. You're still lying there unconscious, but you don't get a turn. But you're not dying, but you're not back in the fight. Thank you, Mike.
Right.
This is getting hairy, guys. Hal?
I'll reach down at the see Clovis, touch him for 18 healing.
Yeah, the infernal wound is gone, so you can do that. So Clovis, you get 18 hit points back.
Right. Sweet. Thank you, Hal.
And I'm going to try to cast a 3rd level soothe on Nulara.
Okay. Nulara does have one of these wounds across her, so I need you to make one of those counteract checks.
Which is a...
You can do the occult spell roll. That should have all the bonuses you need.
Oh, it's a spell attack. That's right.
14 is not going to do it. So you are unable to break through this thing's evil magic, preventing your healing.
That is my turn.
There's that whisper in your head, be the light. And then it's like, I am the darkness. Like this infernal voice clouds and pushes out the goddess's voice that it rides with you. Nulara.
First action, I have nimble hand now, so I can grab a healing potion. I'm grabbing a moderate one. Sorry, from my belt pouch. Yeah, I'm grabbing a moderate healing potion, and then a second action to drink it, to chug it.
Okay. What level is the healing potion you're drinking?
This one moderate. I don't see where it says. Here, I'm putting out of the chat.
No, but like every item in this game has a number.
Item 6.
Like item 6. Okay. So so roll a d20 and add 6.
Roll a d20 and add 6. 17.
All right, you drink, you chug. The magic does not overcome the wound. You heal none.
Okay. I used 2 actions. Okay. 1 action, no power attack. With Chorus Blade.
Okay. She's gonna miss.
And then I'm gonna raise my shield, and then actually, I'm gonna use my action to aid.
Okay. So the next attack,
I
you're
used
gonna aid.
the hero point already. Was there another one? No, not yet. Oh, there's another one? Okay, can I use the hero point for that flat check?
Yeah. If you have one more hero point, let's cash it in.
Okay.
You're using it for the flat check? Okay. Or the strike.
Oh, wow. It's a natural one.
Yeah, it doesn't help anything. Sorry, hero point for a natural one. That's so bad.
No, yeah.
So you're aiding on the next attack.
Aiding by, like, trying. I don't know. What do I say?
I don't know. How are you aiding? What sort of ability are you using? As an attack roll?
I kind of like nudge him to Mukta's.
Okay.
Blade. Yeah.
Is that like an athletics to bump him off kilter or something?
Actually, sorry guys, sorry. I always forget about this persistent damage. Can I use an action to do a recovery check for
It's
this person?
2 actions to do a recovery check.
Oh, it's 2 actions? Never mind.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use an athletics check for my aid then.
Perfect. All right, at the end of your turn, you can make that DC 20 flat check. You take 2d6 bleeding damage, which takes you, it's 7 bleeding damage you take.
We're still good, you guys?
You can try to disarm him, right?
I have, both my hands are full. Like, if someone can disarm him, he's more, like, susceptible to having that quill being taken out. Because he hasn't...
What check is that? What kind of check is that? Athletics?
Yeah, he has a -2 on checks against, like, being disarmed, yeah. Now, you have to either have a free hand, which you do, or a weapon that has the disarm trait. But you
I have
free
both.
hand. Oh, perfect. Oh, perfect. Well, Mukta. You did see his horn did hurt Nulara, even without the quill.
Is he looking hurt at all?
I mean, I see his status is barely injured on the little thing, so he's barely injured.
Mukta holds out his rapier for a moment. Whispers, "I'm sorry, Raita." Puts it down. Load. If you could break Sizik's contract and let my friends live, I'm yours.
Very good. He like nods, like kind of like a knowing yes, and then turns his like piercing gaze back at Nulara and Hal's direction. Brings us to Clovis's turn. Clovis, you're at the top. You did move before him.
No, and when I meant let them go. That's what I was trying to say. Like,
oh, let them go. I see.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying. You'll stay if he lets them go.
Yeah. Sorry, that's what I was trying to say.
Got it. No, that's on me. I mean, what he says is, I'll let you all go as soon as we are able to discuss terms. I only need your help in doing something. There's no need to die senselessly like this. A very reasonable devil.
No, Mukta's only gonna stop if he guarantees that he's gonna let the rest of them go. So,
yeah, I mean, what he's saying is, he's not gonna just like let them walk out of here. He's insisting that you all sit down, like put your weapons down, and you'll sit down and you can have a chat. You already took 2 of mine. Shouldn't I just take 2 of yours? I'd hate to come to that.
I look towards the group. I look at Clovis, barely hanging on, and Ulara, and if you die here, your souls belong to Sizek.
Oh, fuck.
And I sheath my rapier.
All right, Clovis.
So Clovis seeing that, he will just delay his turn.
Okay. Eurevian, like as he sees Mukta kind of stand down, he turns and he looks at Nulara and Hal. Nulara's still bleeding. Hal, he hasn't touched Hal. He sees like you like sitting at the ready. He like regrips or actually he can't. He's just gonna delay his turn as well. We'll wait and see what you guys do. Hal.
Hal will say, very well. We have a conversation. I need you to stop that stuff on her. Whatever that stuff is, I need you to stop it right now.
Oh, I think she needs to learn a little more humility first.
Because you're not going to try to stop it. I'm going to try to stop it.
He doesn't stop you from trying to stop it. Like, he doesn't make an aggressive action to you. He just looks bemused.
Okay, I'll try to
use that same treat wounds thing. Go for it. Make a medicine check.
You said?
Yep.
I'm right next to her. You just take it off my belt.
Oh, that's a natural 20.
Yes.
Wow. Yeah, you staunch the
freaking
wounds.
awesome.
Jesus.
My army is on fire.
Yeah, boom. You like seal up the wound. It no longer is bleeding. Ooh. This one. This is why I need this guy.
I feel like I'm missing something. I can't see what's happening.
Let us have a conversation then. And I will start to walk through.
Yep.
And go to the table.
Yep. And he turns his attention to the last defiant one, and he looks at you, Nulara, and he says, "Don't be foolish." And he waits for your turn to see what you do.
I just want Bokora dead. If you can offer that, yes.
We should chat.
I look at Hal. I don't want his effort to be wasted, so I sheath my sword and then follow right after him.
Okay. Clovis, you're the last one. You're still like kind of feigning unconsciousness on the ground.
No, I'm 18. I'm not unconscious now. I'm doing all right. So I just follow with my friends.
Yeah. So I think what happens here is like the thing like comes to a close as we're ending this encounter. You guys got your ass kicked. He's barely injured and he just wiped the floor with you guys. I mean, to be fair, you did kill 2 of his bodyguards, but this was not an easy fight. Like, right? This guy is.
Well, no, and or get one guy that could help us out. Fucking dies in the first round. Boom, dead.
Yeah. Well, that just shows you he's not as.
We didn't research enough. That's always our hubris.
I mean, yeah. I think the last shot we get is you guys walk back and we fade to black, like to have this conversation at the start of next session. There's a shot in the hallway as like there's like fighting sounds going on in the back, and Sezek is like rubbing her hands, like thinking everything's going according to plan. Like yes, it's finally working. And then like some devil kind of comes along, like no business, shudders him around, and Sezek looks back, no idea what is transpiring in there. And that is the end of this session. You guys, like, not, I will say he's not unbeatable, but he is freaking tough. And it doesn't help when you unload fire spells into him. he's like, the thing is that he's very resistant to you guys, right? Although, congratulations, Mukta, he was not resistant to your, or he wasn't immune to your piercing or precision damage for the first time.
No, but just resistant 10.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe we'll see what he has in store. I just making it clear here, like this wasn't a fight that it's completely unwinnable. It is possible for you guys to win here. However, not easy. So, with that being said, that's going to do it for us this week on Abomination Vaults. Somber note here.
Oh,
thank you to Ninna, Richard, Mike, and Rick for playing with me. It's been a interesting night, as usual.
Yeah.
Thank you to everyone live with us now on Twitch. Mike M, Phenomenal CJ, everyone that was hanging out and chatting tonight. Don't forget to subscribe and follow. If you're watching this later and you just found us, subscribe and follow. Thank you to Molten Hosting for providing our server hosting and making it so easy to use. Molten, don't be a Mike, be a Rick. And use the referral code Recall Knowledge for your first month for free. Check them out at moltenhosting.com. And again, thanks to the Rollsmith for sponsoring us, and use those dice. Get them at therollsmith.com. Rick, tell him about the podcast. Tell him to go listen to it.
Yeah. If you want to catch up to season 1, book 1, everything's up on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Anchor FM. Just do search Recall Knowledge or Pathfinder 2e campaign. First 22 episodes are up in podcast, all audibly remastered as best we could. And yeah, go check us out. If you can't subscribe or follow or whatever, share it with your friends, retweet us on Twitter, retweet us on MySpace. We're good to go.
Wow, Friendster. Message your buddies on ICQ.
Message Tom
Put
on
us in your
MySpace.
top 8 friends, you know.
Oh man,
Yep.
now we're gonna well.
Oh man,
I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Hands of the Devil. We'll be back for episode 7 next week. We're back to playing weekly, so that's cool.
7
next week at 7:00. That is, what's the date? It's the 27th, right before Halloween. Nice. And right. Then after this one, there's episode 7 and episode 8, and that's the end of this book, guys. We only got 2 more episodes to wrap up the story. So we'll see you next Wednesday.
Well,
now,
are we leveling up before the end of this?
Well, you can't level up in the middle of a fight with the devil, right? You're in the middle of a conversation.
I don't mean level up now, just level up before
the end?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Next session, you will be leveling up. At the conclusion, well, it depends, right? Maybe you'll die. But assuming you agree to his terms, you will be leveling up next session in the middle. So let's prepare to be leveled next week.
Okay.
Or you're all dead. One of the two, right?
Yeah. Who needs episode 8? We'll be out.
Yeah. So, keep that in mind. Start thinking about what you guys are going to do at level 7. Until next week, everyone, stay safe, stay healthy, and goodbye, everyone. Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Good one.
Watch our podcast. Yeah, watch our podcast.